I don't mind. No. Move. Keep it steady, never falter. You don't know that I remember.
Hey guys, it's Dan Baird with the Rumination Project, and it's Psychonaut Files night. Welcome to episode 5 of the Psychonaut Files. And tonight we have an interesting subject. As always, we're going to be talking about microdosing magic mushrooms. Hit them shares, hit them reaction buttons, and let's get our co-host up here. Rhino, what's going on? How you doing?
Hey guys. Hi Dan. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Good. I just appreciate we had a streamless going out to all our destinations there. Last time we did it on Monday, we kind of had issues.
Yeah.
No,
technical difficulties this week.
It went straight
Hello,
to
everybody.
We'll wait till everybody to get in here. We'll hit those shares and reaction buttons. I got to share to a few more groups here. They'll hit them share buttons. We're going to be talking about microdosing tonight, which is an interesting subject because I get a lot of people that message me about this subject alone. And I know a lot of people need this medicine. We need this education because this stuff helps a lot of people. This stuff helps, helps me. I actually took a microdose today and I'm feeling pretty phenomenal. I feel like I can conquer anything today. I feel fully connected with the world. I feel fully connected with my emotions. And that's what microdosing is really about. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So let's share out to all them groups. While I go and do
Oh, cool. I can do, it's not at everyone, it's at followers.
We're on which group?
On my page. I can invite everybody, just hit at followers.
Huh. Oh, I think I see that now. They changed it. I think I see that on Misfit Island which we're gonna go in there and hit everyone at Misfit Island here now. Tonight we're talking about an intriguing subject, and I think everybody will find what we talk about tonight intriguing, and we'll get some kind of useful information out of this. And
Hi Becky, hi Becca. Welcome.
Are we
guys.
live over on Misfit Island yet?
All right, look.
It says we are live, but I don't see me over there. It's a little slow sometimes reacting. It's Facebook. Sometimes it just... I'm going to have to open it and then come back in and open a new one.
I don't see it there yet, but let me refresh and see what happens.
I'm on Misfit Island. Work properly. It never does. Who we got in here? Thank you guys for joining us. How you doing, Vicky? How long does it take a microdose to start working? 45 minutes to 2 hours, really depending on what diet you're eating. And depends on how potent they are as well. A lot of times you may not feel what they do, but you'll feel how it changes your behavior more or less. And Misfit Island is apparently broken. It says we're live over here on it, but I do not see it. Which is weird. It says we don't have anybody watching from there, but...
Huh.
So apparently we did have... It says you were live on... No, that's you. There's Misfit Island. We are live. And we don't have anybody watching over there, so I don't know if we are live. I'm going to try to remove it.
It says we're live on for us.
Come on, Facebook.
It's got a green check. It's
What's
got a
that?
green check mark. It's got a green check mark.
Right, but I don't know why it's not showing up on Misfit Island. Does anybody over there see it on Misfit Island? We don't, so. There we go. We got somebody watching it from Misfit Island. So somebody found a stream there that we can't find.
Cool.
Yeah, Facebook is on something today. There it is. So they put it in something else. No, that's not it. I don't really understand why it's showing up. You know, it's weird. It says we got one person watching.
As long as somebody can see it.
Damn, I can't hit my ad everyone yet. What's going on, Joe Kelly? Are you watching from Joe Kelly? Are you from Misfit Island? I don't. Apparently, nothing's going over to Misfit Island. Did they like shut the group down?
Oh, I doubt that, but.
Weird. I almost want to close it down and then bring it back up. But now it says we got 3 people watching from there. So Joe is watching from Misfit Island. It's weird, Joe. We cannot find the Misfit Island feed, but apparently other people are.
That's okay. It says you're live on Misfit Island in my feed, but not. I can't find it on Misfit Island.
Right?
Oh, you're good.
I'm trying to get over there so I can hit the add everyone. Why does Facebook just not work properly sometimes? I don't see it at all, yeah.
Oh, hell, I should have tagged you in it. There we go.
You found it? Joe, can you tag me in the stream? Tag me.
I just tagged you in it.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah. I tagged you in it. I don't know if that helps. But.
Let me see. Ross mentioned you. There it is. So weird. Facebook, you suck. Why are you, it's hiding the feed from me? I don't even know how it got here, but I'm here. Oh, now I can go out there and hit that.
Me and stupid and wonky.
Yeah, they don't make sense. Like hiding it from me so I couldn't find it. Like, we got you.
Yeah, I can see it on both now.
That
was weird though.
Now we hit that ad everyone. Now we can start talking about microdosing subjects, and now that Facebook is working correctly, now we can get moving. But again, microdosing tonight is our subject, and it's an interesting topic because we're taking something and putting it in our bodies, and it's making us feel a lot better. So anything that does that is always an intriguing topic to talk about. We're good now, Lisa May. We're good now. Everything's good. But again, hit those reactions, hit those giveaway. Actually, we do have a giveaway, and I almost forgot about it. The giveaway is actually hanging up right here, and it's a light prism. So that's like a pennant you put on something. So we're gonna give that away for getting 500 followers. Let me get it off because it's pretty cool. But we'll give this away tonight. I'll ship this to somebody. This is for getting to 500 followers on Rumination Project. I appreciate you guys. And also, this is our 25th episode, my 25th episode of the Rumination Project. I honestly never thought I'd get to 25 episodes. If you would have asked me 2 years ago, I would have been like, that's going to take me 10 years. And I actually watched my third podcast tonight. And it's always intriguing to watch how much different I am compared to now, and how much more open I am, and how less I'm sitting there and frozen and kind of not sure what to say. And I think that shows how much I've grown as a person. So I appreciate you guys, anybody who stayed and watched all my episodes from episode 1 to 25th now.
And I've seen it
awesome.
too, Dan. Since I first met you, I've seen a big change in your being open, coming out of your shell, so to speak.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of. I mean, there's been a lot of things going on. I got my Great River mushrooms, and I have, you know, my family, which I've spent a lot of time with this summer, and that's part of healing as well. So it's just been the last 2 months have been awesome. There's been a really, you know, learning experience in my life, and I just appreciate the people I keep coming in contact with and learning from, just from being a friend of them. You know, just being a friend with somebody. I learned something. And I feel today, you know, I'm on the microdose, and I really feel really good today. I feel really positive, and I was talking to the Rasta about it before, about how I see a lot of people that are down lately. There's a lot of people that are struggling. Life right now isn't easy, and then you watch the news and you just hear all the horrible stuff that's going on with our planet, and fires and earthquakes, wars, and you know, just remind people that, you know, this life is pretty special. We know we need to just, you know, be more positive. Make sure that tomorrow you're a better person than you were the previous day, and life, you know, can get better.
Right, absolutely.
And that's why we're here, to try to educate you about how to get to that place mentally, and to where you can be happy and find joy in life. Just smashed bubble for my only families. That just sounded really funny, the way you said it. You said OnlyFans, and I'm thinking OnlyFans. What's going on, Ashley? How you doing? I need to get this giveaway going. I keep getting distracted, but that's what happens.
Ashley. Hi, Joe. Hi, everybody.
StreamYard giveaway tool, which never. It's always weird. It doesn't always come up on the. When you search it.
Hi, Stacy. How y'all doing tonight? Guys, I'm going to be doing a lot of listening myself tonight. 'Cause that's one of the things I'll share my experience, strength, and hope, a little limited part of it is. Most of my experience with hallucinogens, guys, was years ago. And you guys might have heard me say this before, but it was, you know, I knew there were good aspects to it, but I way overdid the experimenting. So there was no positive to it. It was just, it was positive. I had fun, but that's all it was just having fun. Now I'm learning how to do, learning about how to use mushrooms for the healing properties, and doing the hero dose, and now learning the microdose.
Let me get this up. Got it going now.
Miss Ashley Huffman in the house.
Where is
Ashley?
Man, this thing is being silly. There it is.
Hi, Jimmy Mead.
I got too many tabs open.
I understand that. That's easily confusing.
There it is. Trying to bring this up. There we go. That's going to be the giveaway tonight. That looks like that's a good hashtag tonight. And that's actually what microdosing is about. It's about half, you know, the half glass actually being light, overcoming darkness, and, you know, seeing the positivity instead of the negativity. And,
all right.
That's what microdosing really helps you do. It helps you, you know, find the positivity in life, no matter how much something tries to kick you down. And I know that I'm doing well the last 2 months, and I know that life eventually will try to kick me back down, and you have to be like mentally prepared for that, you know.
Absolutely.
Because I think that life can be going really well, and then all of a sudden, you know, somebody may die and it's really close to you, or something tragic may happen, and you always have to be prepared for that. And I really think that microdosing can get you to where you actually, you know, can navigate life and the bad things that happen. And we're talking about mushrooms specifically, but I do know that acid and DMT definitely have some healing properties. But I only have experience with mushrooms, so. And again, that is our giveaway tonight is this light prism. It's to your window in your car, or you can put it on the bottom of it's actually meant, I think, for what do you call it? I can't think of the word.
Wind
What's that?
chime.
Yeah, wind chimes. That's the word. So yeah, you can put it at the bottom of a wind chime and not only have a wind chime, but you'll have some kind of light reflection because it really does reflect a lot of light. You can see beautiful piece. So we're going to give that away tonight for our 500 followers over on the Instagram or Facebook for the Rumination Project.
Awesome.
Even though not many people watch, but I don't think that's our fault. I think that's just Facebook's. But everybody knows we're the Rumination Project wherever you're watching from.
Well, congratulations on the 500.
I'm more excited about the 25 episodes. Like the 500
Yeah,
followers.
I know.
Like getting to 25 episodes was, it took a lot of overcoming a lot of vulnerability, and that's
that's a personal accomplishment.
And a lot of what this hashtag represents.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this prism actually does. You can't. That's what part of healing is. You have to learn how to bring the darkness into the light, and become aware of it. And that's what magic mushrooms allow you to do.
Absolutely.
So I keep I need to put the hashtag at the bottom so we can prepare to play some videos about this subject. And we'll move the hashtag to the bottom here. That's not what I wanted to do. But I hope everybody's having a lovely night. I know I just feel, I took the microdose today and I really helps you feel connected to everything. And I just feel a lot of darkness and just a lot of situations in life among people. There's just a lot of people struggling. And I know.
And when you're an empath, you can feel those things.
Yeah, you can feel it around the world. You can watch the news and feel, somebody else on the other side of the world, how they're struggling, and feel, their pain.
Absolutely. Hey, Tommy. Hey, Terry.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think the greatest thing about magic mushrooms and microdosing is allows me to have that perspective, but I can come back from it and not be depressed. So I can think about sad things without having them make me feel sad. So they kind of protect me, but it help me feel what that actually feels like without, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of times the truth is depression is contagious. People who live around depressed people actually become depressed themselves. And it's just because of that darkness, you're so used to being around it. And then before you know it, the darkness overcomes you.
And I experimented with it for about a week, I guess, a little under a week, about 5 days to be exact. And just recently, and that, I talked to Dan about it, and taking not necessarily a big hero dose, but, a good sized dose, going in with an intention on trying to resolve some things on a certain issue. And I had a good time. I went on a float trip. I was on a canoe on the river, and at one with nature. And I got to do some healing on losing my father a couple years ago, which was the reason I've been in a depression the past couple years. So it helped me by getting deep and looking down deep and trying to, basically saying bye, and saying, see you on the flip side when I get there, save me a seat. I know what I said. But it was something I hadn't done, and I was able to do that. And then I microdosed for the rest of the weekend, and it was great. And I can't wait to get to a place to where I can do it on a regular basis. Yeah, we can see it, Stephen. But yeah, I can't wait to get to a place where I can do it on a regular basis. And I believe it's going to help me with my mental health, getting to the bottom of some things and resolving some issues.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of issues that we have are not letting go. Like we tend to, especially with somebody that we lost, we tend to not be able to let go of the things that would have been. And we have to let go of those things in order to move on and heal. And a lot of times we still hold on to those things that we wanted out of the moments that we were robbed of when somebody's taken from us. And that's really what healing's all about, is about understanding that, letting go, and then moving on forward.
Absolutely.
You can't have the light without dark. That's the yin and the yang, and that's the truth of the universe. You cannot enjoy the beautiful things of it without the ugly things. And that's the way life is, and that's the way the universe intended it to be.
Yes, sir.
And
Hey, Harold.
I always
Hi.
use the yin and yang symbol as some of the some of my, because I think the yin and yang, the way what it symbolizes is really important to understand, that you know, there's the two sides to healing. There's darkness and then there's the light, and you have to acknowledge them both.
You wouldn't know one without the other.
For sure.
And I meant to say hi.
And then we'll,
Tag him, hi. Tag him if you can get him in here. We just started, buddy.
who are you gonna tag? And I was gonna share the Becca. I did read your comment about bringing you. I was gonna send you the link here, and I just sent it to your messenger. I was just getting everything ready in the background there, but we got 14 people watching us. I appreciate it. We got more people coming in.
Absolutely.
9 people over on Misfit Island, and we have some interesting things to talk about. I think tonight we'll actually go over how psychedelics change the brain. And this is a 4-minute video that I've played in the past, I believe. So I played a portion of this, but it goes 4 minutes. It actually explains very well how a psychedelic affects the brain. So, because I think we need to understand this first before we understand how a microdose, actually affects our behavior. The science behind it. So,
absolutely, I agree.
And started over Nova PBS. I love PBS. I can't remember what PBS stands for, but their programming and a lot of their documentaries they're truly amazing and great journalism. I know how people frown on journalism and networks, but PBS really puts together some fascinating documents about our world, about psychedelics, and about other things. So I think they're a really good source of information. If you see anything PBS related, excellent journalism, in my opinion.
I grew up on PBS. That's where the letter people were.
Yeah.
You remember letter people? You might not remember them.
I do not.
Mr. Teeth. T for teeth.
Public broadcasting system. It's pretty simple to remember that, but for some reason I just didn't. And I actually wanted to say that, but I didn't want to be wrong. Because I thought that's what it did. It was such a simple name back then when it was created, I believe, back probably before World War II.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just picked really simple names and then went with the abbreviations.
And Mr. Rogers, yes, Elisa. Absolutely. I loved him. Loved him.
I'm not showing these comments. I'm reading them, but I just realized I wasn't showing them.
I'm here too. I can help wherever you want. You need me to put something up or whatever.
Oh, if you want to just show everybody's comment, that's fine. And then we just need to make sure we put that hashtag up there every once in a while to remind people that we're giving away this pretty light prism, and so people can look at it and remember that there is light and beauty and even the darkest.
I can't remember if Electric Company was on PBS or if it was on the other channel, KPLR.
I don't remember, but we'll play this 4-minute video, and then we can discuss some more. And we did send the link out to Becca. Becca, you're still welcome to come up here. I got too many links open. I got to get back to the video. Here we go.
Mode network activates when a person is introspective, and under normal circumstances becomes less active when a person shifts their attention to the outside world. But brain studies show that under influence of a psychedelic, the default mode network is quieted, while other regions of the brain increase communication with each other. A mathematical model captures a normal brain's activity. In contrast, a brain under the influence of psilocybin reveals a dramatic increase in global communication. Thousands of new connections form, linking brain regions that don't normally talk to each other.
One analogy I've used for how psychedelics work in the brain is this snow globe. When you pick up a snow globe, the snow's settled at the bottom, it's sort of fixed, and then you pick it up, shake it, and things jiggle around, and there's randomness and a kind of chaos, if you want, in the system.
The user experiences this as an altered and heightened sense of awareness. But what causes this?
Early in our functional brain imaging studies of psychedelics, scientists were finding that the default mode network was turning down or turning off during these experiences. And that was a really good place to start. But we began to then look one layer deeper. Why was the default mode network turning off?
New research led neuroscientist Fred Barrett to investigate a region of the brain called the claustrum.
The claustrum is a really thin sheet of gray matter in the brain, tucked deep within each of the hemispheres of the brain. Recent animal models have shown that it is incredibly highly connected to just about every other region of the brain. Understanding that the receptors targeted by psychedelic drugs are also really densely expressed in the claustrum, we began to wonder whether the claustrum may be at the center of psychedelic effects.
Fred believes the claustrum's central location and shape suggest it regulates communication between the departments.
When it's functioning normally, the claustrum is essentially acting like a switchboard. It's trying to help other brain regions figure out when to turn on and when to turn off. But when we experience a psychedelic drug, we believe that it's binding to specific receptors in the claustrum and somehow disrupting or disorganizing the claustrum. It's almost as if the switchboard walks away. What happens next is that we seem to observe a radical change in the way that brain regions talk to each other.
Hell yeah.
And it may be within this context that we're experiencing learning and a possible even rewiring of the circuits that govern our behavior. And it may be that it's that radical reorganization that allows people to encounter new psychological insights that they hadn't encountered before.
Fred thinks the claustrum's sudden abdication of control may help explain why rigid behavior and thought patterns have a shot at resetting.
It's almost like they've seen this like kind of grand menu within their mind that they weren't aware of, that this greater number of possibilities that they can explore.
It
Right.
took a while to
What life's
recover.
about.
I was having headaches and muscle pains, but it was the best headache I'd ever had in my life because it told me that the psilocybin was working.
Right.
It was actually physically restructuring my brain, something that I never imagined could happen before.
It's like reprogramming the operating system of a computer. You're getting down to very basic code level changes that can enduringly change someone going forward.
It's pretty profound. I've referred to it as fingertips on my brain. I know what he's talking about. He refers to it as a headache. But when you're under a high influence of a psychedelic, I can feel it rewiring my brain. And I always refer to it as fingertips on my brain because it's what it feels like. It feels like there's something touching my brain when it's actually happening. And that's when I believe that it's actually processing certain memories, restoring them back into the body where it's a more positive trauma inside the body instead of something that is so dark and depressing and debilitating to you. And that's why intention is really important. And we've talked about intention, but even intention in doing a microdose, even doing a small amount, setting an intention can be important as well. And I refer to it as an intention as something that what do you want out of the experience? What do you want the mushroom to show you? What do you want it to make you become aware of? And sometimes if you microdose, the intention can be the same thing every day. Every time you use it, it can be to find out who you are, discover who you are on this planet, what your potential is, and move forward in a very positive manner. And that's what these substances really help you do. And it's something this world needs. We need people to to come out of the funk that the world seems to be in, and I know a lot of empaths can feel it. It's a very dark. I feel like the future of our world is decaying right in front of us, and there's not much we can do to stop it.
Cheers,
But
people.
we can try to be positive, and if we're positive, maybe we can change our the future of this planet more instead of heading down the road that we're heading, destroying the planet, and the planet's burning. We just experienced the 3 hottest summers that this Earth has ever just, as far as we know, ever experienced, and since we started keeping records. So that right there is really depressing to me. I'm like, because we're going to continue this trend next summer. It's going to be hot again. Summer after that's going to be even hotter, and it's hard to stay positive. And I feel like these substances can really help you be more positive in what we have left in our life to live.
Absolutely.
Instead of being dragged down by what the future might be, but because the future may look bleak, but I don't know the future, and there's plenty of possibilities to change.
Love ruminating with you too, Steve-O.
That's awesome. You go ahead.
Yeah.
Steve-O, you're welcome to come up. I'll shoot you the link. I know you have experiences with microdosing that I would love to share, especially recently.
I'll bet, Vicky. Any kind of brain.
And I love hearing your voice, Steve-O. I do. I really appreciate your point of view, and so I'd love for you to come up and share your story, man. And I sent you there the link. So.
Yes, it is, Sandra. It can be very painful.
That's probably why I watch the news, because I like to be aware of even the dark things that are happening, because I feel like I need to keep my pulse on the planet to understand, what is going on, instead of just being ignorant. And there's a lot of bad things going on the planet. There's a lot of good things. There's a lot of positive people. But
I put a link there in the comment. Oh, okay, 4 times, 5 times.
Appreciate it. There you go.
But anyway, there's a link. If you go to that and give it permission, StreamYard permission for them to see your name and your comments,
then
you'll be able to get in the giveaway. Otherwise, it won't put your name up. And as far as the giveaway, there's the hashtag, guys, for the Prism that Dan got for the 500 giveaway and 25 episode giveaway. We'll throw that in there too. I like the sound of it.
Yeah. I gotta keep blowing my nose. I get a little emotional when I talk about microdosing or anything like this, because or hearing somebody else's story, because I know that it changed their life.
Yeah.
So I was sitting here watching the videos about how microdosing changed people's lives today. And that was, it's awesome to hear people, talk about how it connected them to themselves and made them a better person.
It just shows you got compassion, buddy. I love hero stories. I love good, me and the wife will watch a movie, and if it's a good hero story or something, or even whatever, a rescue or whatever it may be, we will get, she'll get to where she looks over at me like this, and she's like, "Are you tearing up over there?" And usually I am,
Steve-O.
just having that compassion. What's up, brother? Having that compassion for a good story, and a good recovery story at that, or hero story.
I think that light back there is new, Steve-O. I like it. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh, I've been using it for a few days.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
It changes colors. Yeah, my wife got it for me for my birthday in July, and I hadn't put it up. So she decided that she wanted to redo my set and surprise me. So she rearranged a few things. So I've been giving it a shot. What do you think?
Looks pretty cool. I like that.
It's all right.
Whenever it changes colors, zooms out to where it gets fuzzy and it comes back in and focuses.
Yeah.
It's pretty
It
cool.
makes you. It seems to keep your super focused on your face. Maybe it'll actually keep your camera from blurring.
Oh, yeah. I've noticed that it doesn't do it as much as it used to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
cool.
It's really focused on your face now. It looks like your camera's better, but maybe that's the psychedelic in me. Maybe my microdose is just making the video look a lot clearer.
Well, speaking of psychedelics, I tell you, it's changed my life since I started my journey microdosing. It sure has. In fact, with the blows that I've been dealing with lately and some of the, mental stuff that I put myself through, that maybe I shouldn't, but I do. I think it's helped me deal with things a lot better than I ever thought I would, especially with Chico passing. I thought I would just be a disaster for maybe forever, I thought, and it's gotten me through, big times. It's helped me. I know it does for a fact. So
yeah, it helps you stay more positive when you just don't want to be positive.
Yeah.
I always say that it keeps you. There's a box that you kind of get in when mental illness hits, and it's hard to get out of that box.
Mm-hmm.
And the microdoses or macrodoses really help you escape that box and see that there's life outside of that box.
And the general everyday aspects, I've also, not had issues when I first started. And, nothing, what I mean by that is like nothing real terrible to deal with, like death or something. And for like the everyday things that it was doing for me, it started making me lose a little bit of this brain fog that I have, helping me put words together from my brain to my damn mouth, which my wife probably wishes I wouldn't talk so much, but other than that,
it makes you way more thoughtful with words for sure. Your words are more meaningful, so you think about them more.
I could tell that 5 days that I was doing it is I was more fluent with my speech.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've been combining it with my lion's mane the last few days, and per Dan's suggestion to take them both at the same time if you're doing both, guys. And he's right. It really the lion's mane must really give a boost to the effect that the psychedelic has on the mind, or maybe it's just that it's opening up those pathways better to receive the medicine. I don't know. What is it, Dan?
They seem to go into the same part of the brain, and then they kind of mix with each other, and they both work in symbiotics. Like similar way that when you take CBD and CBG, there's added benefits if you take them both together. I think that lion's mane and magic mushrooms do very similar things. And if you even take niacin too, you can take niacin too, and that can help with helping absorb the molecules better. So if you take all three of them, I can't remember what it's called. It's called the triple stack. Paul Stamets triple stack. A famous mycologist said it was something that he would do to all three of those substances together to help have an impactful microdose or macrodose.
Wow, that's really neat. Hey, Waylon, what's up, buddy?
Hi, Waylon.
Hey, man.
What's going on?
Yeah, I was never against mushrooms or anything. I just, never really. Maybe it's just you couldn't get them. Maybe that was the thing. They weren't always like so readily available. But I did a lot of acids back in the day, LSD, and I completely retired from that 30-some years ago. I was like, the last time I did it was way too much, and I went way too hard. And then we had kids and stuff, so we were just like, forget it. But so I'm not knocking LSD.
Yeah, LSD doesn't seem to have the same effect as the magic mushroom when it eliminates you.
And I've taken antidepressants too. Like I've taken Zoloft and the other one that's the big one. I can't think of what it is.
Prozac.
But, Prozac. And the big difference that I noticed between taking the natural magic mushrooms versus
the internet's going in and out.
Oh.
I hear him all right.
Versus taking, mushrooms versus taking, the pharmaceuticals is even though they both help you in the same way, you know, like with the you know, the happy feeling, the endorphin levels, things of that sort. The pharmaceuticals can give you those moments of out of control thoughts and feelings to where you might, you know, lose it, you know, start getting aggravated, go way up or way down on the, and that's what I noticed on the pharmaceuticals, to where these magic mushrooms just keep me just in a good mood all day, just trying to love in a better way, in a harder way, you know, more, you know.
And yeah, it's across the board rather than a, you know, a roller coaster. I exactly agree, or totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a healing substance that I've taken pharmaceuticals my whole life, and I know somebody mentioned earlier that they have it's basically treatment resistant depression, and that's where I was. You know, I could take all the pharmaceuticals I wanted, and it was not helping to eventually lead me back to the same place 6 months later, trying a new medicine. And I haven't had suicidal ideations for years now, and you know, I haven't thought about those things, and magic mushrooms definitely took me out of that dark, really dark place.
Yeah. You know, and that's the thing, is you can have it be as low to as high of an effect as you want, you know, especially that's what microdosing's for. Obviously, everyone knows that it's a low dose, but then at the same time, you can also take more in order to have bigger and, dare I say, better experiences, you know, and it doesn't
we call it a mid dose. Yeah. And
it doesn't hurt you. You don't have anything to worry about. And for me, that's a big thing, because I cannot get my heart rate up high. And a lot of things, even dabbing, will raise my heart rate, you know, from taking a big fat dab.
Yeah.
And, you know, I have to really watch that. And so I can't partake in LSD and things of that sort if I wanted to, because it could just make my heart rate go out of control. And we don't want that at all. So,
No.
Yeah. LSD does have an influence on your heart rate, but not magic mushrooms.
It complements, it seems, your systems, like the endocannabinoid system and cannabis. You know, they complement each other. They're both the same thing, you know, it seems. Check out what I found or Kelly found, Dan. We got a magic butter machine like 4 or 5 years ago, but since then we bought some accessories like a press and stuff to go with it. Well, they sent me this magical immune spectrum mushroom powder, and it was free. And it says that it's reishi.
Oh, reishi, nice.
Reishi. Oh, reishi, is that?
Yeah, that's a good mushroom. It's one of the more expensive mushrooms.
Yeah.
It's they usually go for like $60 a pound.
Well, it says that it's 2 grams a teaspoon is the serving. And it's a powder. They recommend putting in coffee or something, you know, like rise or whatever. But I don't know, immune spectrum powder. I mean, you know, hey, boosting your immune system never hurt anybody, did it?
Right.
Facebook user.
Yeah, we're not even talking about the other effects that microdosing has on your body. There's other influence it has. It reduces cluster migraines substantially, and I've seen the data on that. People have 75 to 80% less migraines when they microdose, and that's going to be a huge thing once it's legalized, because there's people who suffer from debilitating migraines that can't even, you know, function as in society, and to eliminate, you know, 70% of them would be a life changer.
Yeah,
you guys are Facebook users. There's a stream or a link right there you can go to and give StreamYard permission to see your name, and then you can get into the giveaway. Otherwise, it won't pick your name up, guys.
Or you can just be random if you want to stay anonymous.
Yeah, that's fine too.
We got 22 entries in the giveaway.
I haven't entered it. I have to do that.
Yeah, you get this pretty thing. It's actually pretty heavy too. It's really pretty right now when I'm on a microdose. Everything's pretty.
Oh, that is nice.
I was just sitting outside and I was telling him, just like, it makes you stop and smell the roses. I saw the moon between two trees and moon out in daylight, and I saw an eagle flying past it. And, I just stopped and admired the scenery for 5 minutes. And I think a lot of
Nice.
us forget to do that. Stop and smell the roses. Do it daily. Doesn't mean to stop and smell the flowers. It's just stop and admire something beautiful.
Yeah, I mean that's great advice for anybody. If you want depression medicine, sometimes just getting outside and, like you say, stop and smell the roses.
Yeah.
Wayne just earlier said something to me. He said it's better to look down at the roses than to look up at the roots.
Yeah.
Amen.
I stop myself a lot and say, like, I always think of, like, someday on your deathbed, like, all these images flash between your eyes, and it's going to be the normal things. It's going to be the blue sky or the moon, or those are the things that'll flash in front of your eyes. And so I sit there and, I try to enjoy those things that I know later on in life that I will truly appreciate.
Do you think that there is a very close
Hey, Alex.
connection between ketamine and mushrooms? Do
I mean,
do the
I
same?
know. Well, no, they don't reduce. They don't have a effect on your, like that video we played had on your. Can't think of the word. On that portion of your brain, it doesn't actually diminish its effect, like magic mushrooms does. So that the fact that you have an ego kind of death is what magic mushrooms so unique. There's no ego death really with LSD or DMT. DMT is more or less, well, I guess there can be, but DMT doesn't last as long. It's 15 minutes compared to a psychedelic experience that can last, 6 hours. Pretty profound effects in those 6 hours.
Yeah, I can tell you for sure that the effect that it has on dealing with your ego and realizing your ego.
Yeah.
With the one big microdose that actually I'd say worked for me. You were right, and I was focusing on that actually because you kept telling me that it's an ego killer. When you macrodose, and so it was in my brain, and I was going, I want to meet this ego. I want to meet up with it and deal with it face to face. And yeah. You're right, Dan.
It lives within all of us, and it kind of separates itself when you're on a psychedelic, and then you can kind of see it from a outside the body experience, and you're like, oh, that's my ego, and there's actually who I am, and this ego masks who I try to be, who I want to be.
Yeah.
And we did that episode on the ego, and the ego is basically part of what you project to the world based on your traumas and your insecurities and the punches life throws at you.
Well, if you've already went over this, I apologize. Rhino,
No.
Can you quickly let me know what your journey and experience has been so far with mushrooms? If you said it earlier, I just wasn't around to hear it.
Oh, no problem. Years and years ago, I experimented with acid and shrooms and stuff like that, but it was more of a party situation. I overdid the experimenting, like we were talking. But I guess it was last week or week before. I had taken shrooms in between then and now, but not really taking a microdose or with anything with an intention. Now, last weekend, August 11th, was a 2-year anniversary of my father dying. And that weekend, thank you. That weekend was the also our annual float trip, which I wasn't going to go on, but my buddy, he got a hold of me and said, hey, here, I'm going to give you some gas money to get home, here and there, back home. So he did, and I went, and a friend had sent me some shrooms, a friend of mine from Oklahoma, and she wanted me to sample it and stuff, and knew I was wanting a microdose and stuff. So I took a good sized dose on
Tiffany?
that Thursday, actually, and then that Friday, and then I microdosed a little bit, and then that Friday is when I went down to the float, and I took a little bit before I left. The drive was great. The scenery was awesome. It was amazing. I didn't do anything real hard because I was driving, But when I got down there, I took a little bit more. And then Saturday morning, I took a good sized dose, and I microdosed the rest of the day a couple times. And I was able to do a good healing. I know that was a little bit more than just a regular, microdose, but I wasn't taking. It allowed me to get to a healing place with my father because I was able to say goodbye. I was on the river pretty much. I always canoe by myself because I like the peacefulness. And if a canoe flips, I want me to be the purpose. Or if I'm in it, I want me to be the only one getting in danger. So I was able to get inside my brain and inside my heart, and I was able to talk to Dad, and I was able to say goodbye and, say, hey, I'll see you on the flip side, save me a seat. And it was a real healing experience. And then that Sunday, I had the last of it, and I microdosed the last of it, and I got home, and I just, I felt good for a few days, and I could tell that as the days went by past that, I could tell that kind of diminishing the focus and stuff like that, and it was back to where my normal cloud was, or fogginess, so to speak.
Yeah.
So that was my experience. I could tell it's something that it'll be really, really beneficial in my life. Um, it's just a matter of getting to the point to where I can start growing them or getting them on a regular basis.
Well, first of all, I'm sorry about your dad's passing. I know that that's tough, but we seem to have kind of a similar journey. Maybe I've just been doing it a little longer. Though, I just started. What do you think, Dan? 3 months ago, maybe 4 months. It might have been in the spring.
Yeah.
And I've been off and on with it a little bit. But I treat it as medicine now. I mean, I used to spend $100 a month on a couple different antidepressants, and they weren't working. And I spend less money on mushrooms, and they make me happier, and they're much more natural. So I wish you luck with that, Rhino, because with all the love and peace that you exude to people, I want to know that you have the same, brother. I want to know that. Because I know what it's like to be that happy guy that everybody sees when you're hurting really bad on the inside, and you got to shut it off. So.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there, buddy. Thank you. That's something I'm working on, and that's why I'm here, is to get back active in my own recovery and to heal in ways that I haven't been before. Because I've taken care of my, not saying that I'm cured of alcoholism, but I've taken care of that, and I have tools, and I have recovery for that, and a lot of other things in my life, but right now is the things I'm working on is my mental health more, because I didn't take care of it like I should have. I thought I had dealt with some things, but I think I just stuffed them down. Well, I know I just stuffed them down, and now it's time to take care of it. Like I had said earlier, if I don't, it's like picking up a soda bottle and popping that top off. It's going to come out and it's going to be a mess. But if I take care of things along the way, I don't have to take care of it all at once. And that's what I'm doing now, is trying to little by slowly heal.
Dan, I tell you, until I met Dan, let's just say, I was the type of feelings. I'm not going to talk about that. And, I was always a pretty big hard ass. So about 10 years ago, when I had my heart attacks and went through heart surgery, that changed me. It softened me up. I started feeling all this fucking emotion that I had never, ever felt in my life. And I've been holding that back all this time. Then I meet this guy up here on the corner, this very follically challenged fellow up here. But he's helped me a lot. I mean, if anything, just making me realize it was okay to open up and talk, and not only just to people, but the public sometimes, like in this group, that we have here, to all of you guys. And then, of course, the medication has been, it's been huge, and I support you guys in what you're doing. I really think that the community, I know there's a million communities all over this country. We're just a drop in the bucket.
Right.
But in our community that we have, we needed someone like you and Rhino to have these programs that you're doing, giving people opportunities not only to talk and share their experiences, but the information and the facts, the videos you guys bring up, and everything. I think it complements everything very well. And, I just wanted to give you my congratulations on how great you're doing.
Well,
Thanks,
I appreciate
Steve.
that.
Every drop contributes to a puddle, buddy.
Right, it does.
We needed this. We really did.
Well, yeah, I felt like when I started my microdosing, when I first found mushrooms, it really opened up my mind, and I realized that 25 years of trying to use pharmaceutical medicine didn't work, and that I had a story to tell. And so that's why I'm on my 25th episode here, and I share more of what the things that I've experienced the last 3 years. And it's not easy to heal. It takes a long time, and I thought when I started doing it, I'm like, oh, this is great. I'll heal in like 6 months, and it just kept going on. When I'm doing things when I wasn't ready, and you really have to slowly progress if you really want to really heal your brain.
Well, and then you have this almost, it seems like a need to help people, Dan, to give this information away, and you genuinely seem to care, because what other reason would you do it for? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your business is, you're gonna sell your mushrooms regardless of any Facebook show or anything like that. Everything will go great for you. It's coming from your heart, and that's what I see. Same with Rhino, of course.
It's been an interesting journey, and I've taken psychedelics serious since the day I started, and I think that's why I found my life is completely different. And I was looking at a picture from 3 years ago. It's coming up on September, would be 4 years, when the night before I was diagnosed with depression. I took a picture of myself, and it's really interesting to see in retrospective now. Because I look like shit. You can hit on me. I look younger now than I did 4 years ago, and I that's because of the psychedelics. It's influenced my mental health so much that I've actually gone back in age, because that's the way the body works. When the mind's healthier, the physical body follows.
And the lion's mane Val, yes, I do take the lion's mane. I'm on my second bottle, about halfway through, and it's awesome, and it didn't complement the shrooms, because I just knowing taking shrooms in the past, I could tell that small of a dose wouldn't have been that influential, without the lion's mane. And just the lion's mane by itself has given me so much more focus and some memory relief and energy, and my depression isn't there. I'm able to use my coping skills real easy, as opposed to having to really, really try to get out of that spot. And it's been a lot better. I'm able to use the things I was taught in my personal recovery that helped me get out of that spot and back to me well. And that for me is phenomenal and epic, because having to have that struggle to get back to me well, sometimes I just wanted to give up, not like totally, but I mean, just say, fuck it, I'm just going to be depressed, and I did for a couple years.
Lion's mane is a mushroom. It has an effect on the neurons in your brain, and it basically helps keep your neurons generated, refreshed, helps fight brain fog, Alzheimer's, and I excel it too. So this is the bottle I have, so I can ship it to anybody in the audience for $18. Ship it straight to your doors. So you're welcome to message me, and we can get you started on that, and you can see what how it actually will change your life.
if you're a locals member for Wayland's Locals, guys, which I know a lot of you are, you save 15% too.
Yeah,
15%. Yeah.
So you basically get $2 off the bottle if you are a member, and you get your money back right there.
Yep.
Mhm.
Your whole month's subscription.
But if you buy even more stuff, you save even more money. If it's 15% off about a dozen items that I have, and we're gonna showcase. I'm gonna try to showcase most of that on Sunday nights, game night, and we'll actually show my actual website.
Awesome.
You need to let me invent you some merch and run your merch for you, buddy.
There you go.
I'll run it for you and everything.
Some what?
You two, some merchandise.
Merchandise.
Like some shirts with 2 bald heads. That would be great. Something like that, you know. Yeah, Dan, I could see though. I don't know how you get up every day and scrape your face and get so smooth like that, but
well, I only shave it once a week.
Oh, really? I was gonna say.
Oh, wow.
You look like you could grow a hell of a thick beard if you wanted to.
It grows really fast, and in 7 days, it's twice as long as my head hair.
Oh shit! I would really like to see you just do like a 30-day challenge and grow like a Wayland beard. You know, like nice and short. You know.
Yeah.
You'd look great.
But we'll show one of these videos again and take a little smoke break.
Right on.
Just videos, and this one actually, I shared earlier videos about how mothers are using psychedelics to make them better parents, and I was going to share a few news stories about that. This is the one that I actually found a year ago that is really intriguing.
Studies have shown psychedelic mushrooms can treat or even cure depression, and some San Diego moms are turning to it for help.
It's called microdosing. It's not legal, but a North County mom admits she does it and it works. CBSA's Shannon Handy shares her story and the local push to decriminalize it.
Do you feel safe talking to me, talking in front of our cameras about this?
I wouldn't be here if I didn't feel safe.
Michaela, who asked that we not use her last name, knows what she's doing is illegal. But the North County mom feels so strongly about the benefits of microdosing magic mushrooms, she wants to share her story.
It's so necessary for some of us to be out and forward because we need to move the needle.
Microdosing involves taking small doses of the psychedelic drug in various homemade forms, including pills, gummies, even chocolate.
A teaspoon, depending on how much you would want to put in here. So a dose that would give you like a classic psychedelic effect would be anywhere between a gram to 5, 6, 7 grams. And so a microdose is a fraction of a gram.
Michaela started microdosing about 3 years ago when she was pregnant with her 2.5-year-old son, Martin. She was struggling with alcoholism and says microdosing helped her stop.
I've heard that psilocybin mushrooms can help combat addictive behavioral patterns. And so I kind of wanted to approach it head on.
Following Martin's birth, Michaela struggled even more, saying the anxiety and depression she's dealt with for years intensified. She now microdoses on a regular basis.
What does it feel like?
A glow, you know, an underglow. It makes those emotions to connect with my son and toddler way more readily available.
According to Michaela, her relationship with microdosing isn't unique, saying there are other local moms from all walks of life doing the same.
What's leading people to want to dose is actually the desire to be more present in their life. And I think that totally redefines what we think about as a drug user.
The stigma behind psychedelics dates back to the 1960s, when mushrooms and LSD were labeled as dangerous party drugs that can melt your mind. Then came the war on drugs during the Nixon administration, when studies on psychedelics were banned. Decades later, that's all changing as more and more studies are being conducted showing psilocybin, the active compound in magic mushrooms, can help with depression.
And even in cancer patients, decreases in both depression and anxiety.
Matthew Johnson is the director of the Johns Hopkins Center for Psychedelic and Consciousness Research. While he stands behind the benefits of psilocybin, he cautions the majority of research conducted is related to macrodosing sparingly in controlled environments, not microdosing for long periods of time.
It's not that we're seeing them like, oh, they're less depressed when they continue to take psilocybin. It's like, no, you take psilocybin in 2 sessions under monitoring, and you're feeling better a week later, a month later, 6 months later. Contrast that to microdosing. We know almost nothing about microdosing scientifically.
Johnson worries if psilocybin is misused, it could be harmful or lead to a so-called bad trip. He says education is crucial. Meanwhile, some question if psilocybin could open the door to drug abuse. Still, Michaela and others are pushing to decriminalize it. Denver was the first city in the United States to do so in 2019, followed by others, including Oakland, Santa Cruz, and Seattle. Now, entire states are jumping on board, with Oregon voters already approving a measure to do the same.
There's also another bill being pushed forward across the entire state of California called SB 519.
Michaela's hopeful, saying if the state doesn't take action, she plans to launch an initiative here in San Diego. For now, she'll continue speaking out about how microdosing has helped her.
Being in my body hurt so much.
She often posts about it to her combined nearly 200,000 followers on her Instagram and TikTok pages, Mama de la Myco, which means mother of the mushroom.
I had no idea that this level of happiness and contentment in life would be possible before I found the mushroom.
Shannon Handy, CBS 8.
Interesting, aspect of opinion there. It's I think it's awesome that. Oh, hold on. Apparently, there's another video playing. I turned that off. That was loud. That's a little better view of us. There we go. But I think it's interesting that mothers are using microdosing to become better parents, and that helps them become, more present with their kids. And it's kind of makes it more not of an intoxicant, it's more, or a drug. It's more of something to help you, connect with people better.
Time to do a dab, y'all.
And that's why they got that Moms for Mushrooms, a group, and I think that's what this other video was about. I had a couple
Moms
videos.
on Mushroom.
Yeah, this is another interesting aspect from another opinion on another woman that I think helps understand it as well. Here we go.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Oh, I didn't put it on the screen. Hold on. The video that's not on the screen. There we go. This is the Mom on Mushrooms founder. I think anybody, if you're out there and you're a mother, go follow this group, support them, because what they're trying to do is legalize mushrooms across many states. They're trying to join forces, and that's really a great way. And they were a big supporter in the legalization in Colorado. Without their support, I do not believe that Colorado would have legalized. So this is an important group in the pursuit of pushing these into federal legalization. So we'll play this video and learn about meet the Moms on Mushrooms.
Steward of Moms on Mushrooms, which is an online community that brings mothers together around the sacred use of plant medicine, specifically psilocybin. I started microdosing at the height of the pandemic in 2020. I was a mom. I had just lost my business. I was reeling in a lot of grief, a lot of uncertainty. I felt like this was the push in the right direction that I needed. My favorite way to microdose is take the ground up pure mushroom. This is a capsule of psilocybin. This is 100 milligrams. I take the ground mushrooms out, stir it.
So easy to take too.
I've just made a nourishing cup of cacao. I microdose between 0 and 3 times a week. I always say a prayer, and that's how I take my microdose. Microdosing has really helped me listen to my body. I'm calmer. I'm more clear on what I want. I have a 12-year-old daughter. We've told our daughter about what microdosing is, what psilocybin is. She knows what the mushrooms look like. She knows what it's like when mom leaves for a Saturday to go do a journey. She's pretty proud. Her favorite thing to say to me is, "You're just the mom that wants everyone to take mushrooms." And she's not wrong.
You take these for what reason? What exactly does it give you that you didn't have before?
Microdosing allows, I like to describe it 2 ways. One, it sort of softens the frayed edges around a very frenetic, busy life. And it also allows me to have space between my words. So I think it softens all of my lesser qualities. So I'm not as reactive. I think before I speak. I don't get as upset about it. I think maybe I'm just always maybe reactive is my bad quality, but it just softens everything and allows me to be more present with my family, more present with my work.
Dr. Phil with that
more
I do not
creative,
approve look.
more clear,
Yeah.
and it's absolutely.
He's
deepened
not
my
really sure
spiritual
about
practice.
magic
I feel
mushrooms.
much more connected to
He
God.
hates weed. He thinks weed.
And
Yeah.
have you tried to achieve that other ways, like through meditation or therapy or?
I don't mind his subjective
different
criticism of it.
types
So
of
if it's-
exercise
that's-
or
yeah,
yoga
question.
or
Yeah.
other type things?
Yeah, and I still employ all those things. I find that microdosing is it's more like an ally or a helper. It's not a cure-all. It didn't fix me. It's like a little friend that's helping you be the best part of yourself. And if we, talk about some of the science, it's in theory rewiring my neural pathways. So I'm changing my bad habits into better ones.
And that's
Why do you say that moms in particular can really benefit from microdosing?
Moms don't get the opportunities that a lot of other people do. We don't get to go to the Amazon rainforest for 3 weeks and do ayahuasca. We don't get to go to Bali for 2 weeks and do a yoga retreat and eat, green juice and papaya. Our healing is done in between car lines and ballet practice and doctor's visits and homework. And what I found was that the medicine just pulled me down into myself more, grounded me more so that I could focus on that.
She is pretty sexy.
And I think it's just a
I'm
very
attracted to
beautiful
brunettes.
ally to offer to mothers who in this day and age, in this culture right now, are pretty unhappy.
You have a daughter.
I do.
And how do you feel about modeling for her to take something that, if you look at the research, which there's not enough of, there's no conclusive research that says this is safe. There's no conclusive research that says it's not.
Yeah.
And look, I'm approaching this as objectively as I know how to do, but I've looked at the research, and for some people it may work fine, for some people it may not, but using a substance like this, particularly that's not well regulated and not well researched, and you're modeling for your daughter that you're self-medicating, are you concerned about that?
I think that's a great question. And no, I'm not concerned.
Do you have a story or a question to me? Click the link in the description.
But he definitely has he's kind of more of a, he doesn't really, he's never tried it. And there's a part of that video that doesn't show, like she asked him, that Dr. Phil, would you ever do magic mushrooms? And he responds, hell no. But he says, I don't know anything about them. That's what he responds with. He said, I would have to do more research before I ever pursued doing them. So it sounds like he's actually open to doing them once he, more research comes out, but he needs to have more data in front of him and actually see the studies and everything else. But I like everybody's, even if it's critical, criticism towards what somebody may be doing. And it is safe. These parents are better parents. They become better people when they're microdosing. And like she says, healing is in the drive-through, line or in the weight and walker practice. Like that's the way we have to heal in our society today. We literally have to do it on the go.
There you go, Mike.
And a lot of people don't pursue healing because we're so constantly busy. But really, you can heal anyway. It's really just having the mindset to be able to relax for 10 minutes, enter a state of mind where you can, have your emotions, feel your emotions, and and actually, find joy in life. And I think you have to stop and smell the roses, like I said earlier.
Jane, I think it does help with PTSD. I have PTSD for sure, and I deal with it on a daily basis. And I know it helps.
So the way that works is actually if you have a PTSD and you actually use magic mushrooms, it's more than likely not going to be an easy experience, because a lot of times you have to relive that what caused the PTSD for it to be rewired differently in your brain. And like I was talking about earlier, when something rewrites in your brain, I call it fingertips on my brain because it's really weird feeling. But
Guys, go ahead.
What's that? When you
ahead.
go through an experience like as PTSD and then you relive it while you're on a psychedelic, the brain seems to rewrite that whatever trauma it was in a more positive manner where it's not so debilitating to you anymore. So it definitely has a strong influence, and there's definitely some more studies needed on how to use it for PTSD, because I think there is a certain way to use the substance in order to fight, to be more effectively.
Dr. Phil, yeah. Absolutely, Dan.
I don't know what
guys,
you're talking about, Phil. I was just sharing his video.
One of the things that helps me calm my mind and is learning how to do meditation. One of the things I did on the weekend, was meditation. And it was just sitting there early in the morning, about 5 a.m. Nobody was around, sitting there on a picnic table by the smoldering fire from the night before, just being at one with nature. And you don't always have to, sitting there, just get in a comfortable spot in your chair, just like that, and just sit there, try and close your eyes and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, longer out of your mouth than you do in, and just kind of think about something on purpose without judgment. And, and it'll teach your mind, and you can practice getting your mind in that intentional setting.
Yeah, that's what I feel like magic mushrooms did. It gave me a book in my brain of how to actually meditate, because before that, there was no way I could ever silence my brain enough to reach that point. And now I get it. Now the mushrooms have shown me like this is meditating when you really thought it was something else. And it really helps me. Like, you meditate when you listen to music, because music can literally change your state of mind instantly. And that's a form of meditation, something that can change your mind so quickly like that.
Absolutely.
And, that's one thing that my doctor never prescribed was music. And that's what we prescribe here at Psychonaut Files, is go out and listen to music as part of your medicine. Because my doctor never once said that. In the 25 years I went to a Western medicine doctor was like, hey, go listen to music. It actually makes you release dopamine and makes you feel a lot better. I'm like, when I would have been a lot better if I would have known that. But that is a form of meditation, and that the mushrooms help me understand that even just sitting in silence or listening to music, there are kinds of different forms of meditation, but they both allow you to access your subconscious and feel your real true feelings and your true intentions in life, your journey in life. Because we all want to have a journey in life. We all want to feel like we have a meaning in life, and the mushrooms definitely help you feel that.
And I go back to this a lot when we talk about it. Opening your mind to perception, or your doors to perception, or
Right.
of perception. And it really does. Whenever, especially for me, like it's like the day after when I got into the microdose part, where I wasn't taking a full dose and I wasn't, kind of tripping, but everything was just in focus, and I wasn't in that brain fog I heard somebody talking about earlier, you or somebody in the comments, or it might have been Steve-O, I don't know, but that brain fog was lifted, and it felt good to have that clarity, that like looking through a new pair of glasses,
Yeah.
The whole world looked different, and my outlook on it was, at peace, and I loved it.
Yeah, I feel like finding true peace is when you're able to connect your whole life and see the whole picture, or look at a sunset and feel your childhood, as you watch the sunset. You know what I mean? Like, you feel the beauty of everything throughout your whole life in one moment. I think that's when you're very present and alive. And I feel that lately, the last 2 months, I felt a lot of that for the first time in my life.
That's awesome.
It's really weird to say that, because just look at a sunset and you're like, all of a sudden you have a memory triggered of your childhood. That's really good memory. And that's what I mean, kind of connecting to your childhood, as when you're just doing something as observing the sunset and then having a triggered memory like that. And it's really calming and nice to have stuff like that.
And that's, one of the things I came to over the weekend or a couple weekends ago on that trip was some understanding, some acceptance, and it was real healing, and that's what I was looking for. And like doing that intention, like Dan talks about, it's, I had to have a goal going into it, and that's the first time I'd ever done that. And it was so much more, what's the word I'm looking at?
Powerful.
Yeah, thank you. It's so much more powerful, because it wasn't about the trip anymore. It was about, it wasn't a trip, it was a journey, if that makes any sense, Before it was just a trip, having fun with your buddies, but, with an intention and doing for healing purposes, it was powerful. It really was profound.
It's because the subconscious takes everything seriously. It doesn't take everything. There's no joking matter to the subconscious. That's why people get their feelings hurt, because the subconscious literally takes everything word for word as somebody says it. So when you're able, to access it, and you make more sense of your life.
Absolutely. Oh, can't get comfortable on back so much. Cheers, everybody.
Yeah, cheers. And then Steve over there, he's been, he probably has a few stories to tell about his microdosing journey and how it's helped his life. And I'm glad you came on, Steve. I know you said earlier you weren't sure, so I'm glad you came on and shared your story.
Absolutely.
Are you on mute?
Yeah, his torch was going, I think, is why he had on mute.
You guys are drug counselors.
Actually, I was a good drug counselor, Joe, but my certification is done expired for 1 year. Everything expired last year.
I guess we're the opposite. We're the guys who tell the honest truth about what drugs are, not like. I went to a drug class, and they were like, I remember it was only like 7 years ago, and they were trying to feed me BS about how marijuana was a gateway drug and all this other stuff. And I'm like, well, none of this is true.
All right.
The truth information, that's what.
And and that's funny because it's funny you say that, because I was just like this in counseling, and my boss, she come in, she goes, Bruce, she goes, I love your counseling. You do great. She goes, some things you just can't be so honest about. I said, well, that's giving them misinformation, Amy. I can't do that. I go, as well as I do, that fucking book and that fucking is wrong.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, I know. She goes, but this is a curriculum. I said, all right. I said, I won't tell them that in group. How's that? She goes, perfect. She goes, as long as it's not in a group and documented, that's perfect. If you want to tell them when you guys are walking to a meeting, go for it. I said, okay, deal. But, there was a lot of things that, in them books that are, they get,
what's going on,
they
Paul?
get, and it's like they go off a rumor sometimes, I don't know, or hearsay.
Oh yeah, I love to see hear about people's stories.
Thanks, Joe.
Healing, and they're certified to me.
Yeah.
Guess I'll bounce. Paul, what's going on, buddy?
We welcome all people in here. We'd love that you guys all joined us. Don't forget to hit them reaction buttons, and then also hit that giveaway. That giveaway is actually, pop that back up for a second.
Life's a game.
Alan Watts, huh?
We got that beautiful prism to remind you that light overcomes darkness, which is what we talk about here on Mental Health Monday, or the Psychonaut Files. We try to spread positivity here. And I think that's a great gift for our 500 member giveaway over at the Rumination Project.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate everybody's support since the moment I made this logo like 2.5 years ago, and I had a weird vision of where I wanted to take it, and I think I exceeded that. And I thank Waylon and Steve-O for helping me get there as well, for helping me get confident enough to actually have a voice. And Steve-O, I don't know if you know how much that I appreciate you guys, helping me do that at the beginning of January, watching you guys speak and giving me the confidence to, have a voice.
Oh, sure, man. I tell you, it's it's awesome just watching all the good things that you're doing, man. And you're very educated on everything you talk about. You find very good resources for people to do their own research too, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, I figured I don't have the time to always conversate with people and tell them, so that we have these videos where I'm like, hey, go watch our podcast or go watch, because there's a lot of great information out there besides me to get educated, and like I'd have, and then
and it puts validity behind it too.
Use the substances correctly, because that's all I want people to do is realize that these are powerful, holistic medicines that nature provides, and that they should be taken very seriously, and helping you heal, and helping you, and to find joy in life when you're not. Because it sucks. I see it in a lot of people that don't, conversating day to day. Life is a struggle right now, and everybody is struggling to find joy in life. And I know that kids just went back to school. Parents are back on the school kind of stress, and like, oh, is my kid going to get sick today, and then I won't be able to work for 3 days and not make income, and that, and I feel that stress among so many single parents who are living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
That's a real issue in our country right now.
Definitely.
And it's leading for people to go towards the darkness. I know a lot of people, every 11 minutes, somebody, commits suicide. And while we've been doing this podcast, probably 6 people did so. And that's a sad stat that we live in right now, but it's the truth,
Mm-hmm.
So we want to remind you that there is light, and, you can overcome darkness, because, I attempted suicide when I was 16, and I took 20 Tylenol. Luckily I had a teenager's metabolism, and I, didn't do shit to me. Just went right through me. But I always thought, later in life that it would eventually come back, and I would eventually try it again. So that's why, I started this podcast and tried to spread that even when you think you're at the worst spot in your life, that you can really, pursue a better life, and your life can be better if you try to, pursue that life.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, guys. I always think recovery is possible, and there are no limits. Just be gentle with yourself along the way.
And these substances that are now, we're finding so much out about, are definitely amazing tools to help you get to that point, and to find clarity, to find awareness, and to find, joy in life. Need some mushrooms.
Yeah.
Everybody needs mushrooms. I always said, what would happen if everybody did mushrooms a week? All your neighbors and everybody in your city, and we all just walked out tomorrow morning. How different the planet would be.
Oh yeah, that would the Great Mushroom Challenge.
Right. We did the Great Mushroom Challenge. Yeah, we just distributed it to the world, and we all do it at once.
Let's make that a TikTok thing or something.
That would change the trajectory of human civilization. I think we would all change dramatically. We'd all go outside and be like, "Hey, that our neighbor? Who's that? I've never talked to him before."
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of us, don't just close up into our own shells.
Yeah.
But I've had interesting conversations about that when I was on mushrooms with somebody, and we spent a whole hour talking about how different the world would be if that actually happened.
We should start a 420 or 710, whatever, mushrooms. It'll be a whole day.
Yeah.
I went on TikTok and I searched magic mushrooms, and it brought me up a warning, and it wouldn't let me. It said drug use, basically that is abusive, and that I can get help for it. I'm like, it was on TikTok.
Oh damn.
So I had
I'll be your counselor.
I had to go around it. You have to actually search mushrooms. Like you can't use magic mushrooms, then it catches it. But I'm like, dang, they're like telling me that I have a drug problem if I'm looking up magic mushrooms on TikTok.
Tea party.
It is propaganda because that's not true. I'm like, they're trying to make it sound like people who use psychedelics are drug addicts. But it's the complete opposite because people who use psychedelics are some of the most open-minded, loving, beautiful people on earth. So it's quite the opposite. But there are still propaganda running around like that, Valerie, as you said, that false, especially when you get flagged for something, when you're sharing, factual information about a substance that can help you heal.
Yep.
That is interesting. Pedos.
Yeah.
I tried to search around it a few times. I looked up, then I looked up LSD, and it brought up the same warning. And TikTok, I'm like, well, damn, they won't let you search anything psychedelic wise.
Man.
Yeah, it's weird, but things will change in 5 years when we'll be allowed to be a little more open about marijuana and mushrooms on social media. Things will have to change because the market's going to move that way. Money's going to be a lot of money involved.
That's right, Timothy. Contempt prior to investigation.
Don't forget to hit them reaction buttons while you're in here. We got 23 people watching.
Oh, yeah.
Give us some love out there. We got 35 people in this giveaway.
Oh, shit.
So you 35 people, you came in here and you forgot to hit the reaction button, guys. Come on.
For real.
I need that extra love today because I'm giving out love too. I'm giving out vibrations to everybody. That's all 24 of you listening. They're gonna have a beautiful rest of your week. Your Friday is gonna be amazing, and
absolutely.
And I guarantee you it because that's what I'm vibrating towards you. So I guess all I'm asking in return is a like button.
Right.
And look, I even got this stuff ready for you guys. If anybody out there, I can, I can't think of the word what this is called. Sage.
Oh,
this is my ritual bowl. It's actually pretty cool.
It's smudging, isn't it? Called smudging.
Look at that. That's my logo for my business. The
That's
tree of
awesome.
life.
Oh, look at that.
It's a symbol on this ritual canister.
Oh, cool, man.
Oh, dropping my dried stuff out of it.
Sorry you're fighting with your internet, Ronnie. Much love, hon.
But yeah, that's why when you do mushrooms, and like some people, as you saw in the video, prayed a little bit. I'm kind of more of a spiritual person. I'm trying to connect with my inner child. I'm trying to connect with my true identity. So I kind of use things in a more spiritual manner.
And do what yeah, guys, there's more than one way to skin a cat. That works for that lady that was doing the praying. Dan has things that he works for. Find something that works for you, as far as your spirituality. And because for me, spirituality and religion are two different things. And spirituality is what gives me meaning and purpose in life. And for me, one of those things are like nature, family, friends, being kind to others, did I say nature? I did. I love
nature should be said 3 times anyway.
Yeah, and nature is one of the biggest things because I can, for me, it's God's country, and it's very spiritual as well, so.
Yeah, whether you're using
what works for you.
Like you're either using shamanism or you're using your chakras. Which this is a cheat sheet that I have that is awesome. Anybody check out Amazon. Get this. This is like $8 or $9, I think, but it is packed with so much information on chakras. It's got a back sheet too. If you're into chakras and you want to know a lot about it, buy this cheat sheet. And I've had it for 3 years now, and usually when I'm on a big, massive trip of mushrooms, I use the cheat sheet to kind of interact with my inner emotions and how they interact with your physical body. So. There's a lot of different ways you can, connect with yourself. And I find the shamanism approach very interesting and intriguing. And I tell you that when I listen to chakra music, how it sends you down even a deeper rabbit hole. It's like
Yeah.
a drop of a trip, and you can go down specific rabbit holes that you're searching for when you play chakra music.
And I've meditated a couple times since that weekend, and that I love that music, that type of music. It's great for it.
So yeah, I did a gram on the other night. Was it Saturday night?
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening to chakra music and laid down, and I feel like I left the planet for 45 minutes, even though I took what is considered a small amount. But it was a great time. I dealt with some stuff. It was pretty emotional. It definitely makes you emotional, because I think when you listen to the chakra, it really pushes you into an uncomfortable place where you actually deal with things that make you the difficult things in life, the traumatic things, your insecurities and stuff like that you can really find healing in. Because it's very uncomfortable. My method of using mushrooms is I listen to chakra music the first hour, and it's like basically just beating into your subconscious of healing methods of bringing out the bad things, and then basically cry or laugh or just go through it. And I find a lot of deep healing when I apply the chakra music to the first hour of doing a macro dose, where it's very uncomfortable. And then I kind of sit in silence for a couple hours.
Am I breaking up too, Val?
No.
Or is it? I know, Dan, you were there for a second briefly. You did earlier too.
Oh yeah, that was the internet. I noticed, and I closed some of my stuff in my browser, and that helped.
Okay.
It makes me wonder if somebody's stealing my internet, because I got fiber over here. I'm running ungodly speed, so there shouldn't be an interruption.
Change your password once in a while.
I should change it to police van, and then I can really mess with my neighbors.
Yeah.
Like, police van, they see it on their Wi-Fi, and they're like, "What? Police van?"
Surveillance van.
Yeah, police surveillance van, and they're like, they'll get really paranoid. You'll see them looking out their window in the middle of the night.
A U-Haul in front of their house the next day.
You're right, park a U-Haul.
Right.
Start to really mess with them. But I noticed last night that we were having issues with people viewing over Facebook. I don't know if StreamYard and Facebook are having issues communicating this week.
Yeah, they might be having an argument. Lovers quarrel.
Yeah. Like Monday night when we went live, and it disconnected from all our Facebook streams for whatever reason. And then it showed up on Misfit Island. It randomly showed up on Misfit Island the first stream. And then I went over and had to delete it, 45 seconds long.
Then we had to wait for it today.
It took a while to see it, and then you had to tag me. It's weird. I'm an admin over there, so I wonder if it hid it from me because I'm an admin.
Yeah.
Administrator.
I mean, half of your people watching right now are watching from there.
Yeah, we got 8 on Misfit Island, 9 Rasta, 6 on my. We got people coming mostly from 3 different locations.
Where do you see all that?
So if you just hover it over the eyeball on the top of the StreamYard, if you're in.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
You can only see it if you're an administrator in the StreamYard.
If somebody hits the angry button, you can see who did it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, thanks for all that love. People
I usually know who it is, but yeah.
Just know if you love this, if you love our stream, we're gonna send you love all week. Just positive vibrations into the weekend.
Good vibrations.
We're almost through this heat wave. We're almost through it.
Yep. One more day. Tomorrow's the last hot day. For a little bit for me.
Oh man, I'm
gonna have the Beach Boys stuck in my head all night.
We got a bunch of messages. We always get positive feedback from people, and also this is another book that also has a lot of useful information about microdosing. Because this is what it does. It changes how to change your mind, and it's a great book. Oh, there's Becca. She came on.
Yeah, Becca's here.
Hi, Becca.
Hi guys, how are ya?
This is also on audiobook, so anybody has an audiobook, check this out. It's a great book. Totally recommend it. It is a thick book, so it's got a lot of information. But it's a New York Times bestseller right now for all the useful information it has about magic mushrooms.
Nice.
What's going on, Becca? How are you doing tonight?
About it too.
I'm okay. I just have this little bit of headache that I've been fighting with and trying to get the truck packed for my trip. And it's just, you know, it's tomorrow. I'm leaving tomorrow and I'm just all over the place. So,
Where are you going?
I'm coming to Illinois.
Oh, no way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. First, I'm going to Ohio 420 Friendlies Cookout. It's an open cookout to anybody who wants to come. And then from there, I'm going to follow Helene and Macy home.
Oh, cool.
And then Labor Day weekend, I'll be here all 3 Labor Day weekend. So,
Well, good for you.
Oh, what I do?
Yeah, we'll be the camp out. Their camp out is the 1st through the 4th down at Finley. So
I'll be there. I can't wait to meet you. That'd be all.
I can't wait too, man. Maybe you and Jimmy could get together and come down together, Stevo.
Oh, you never know. I'm way up north, but Jimmy's close to Wayland, though.
Yeah, he's like, he's up towards Chicago.
Oh,
I'm
I
up
can't
in the
keep all the
Wisconsin
features of Illinois in my freaking head. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Chicago is like 4 hours away from me, but I made that drive 500 times in my life because that's where a majority of my family's from.
Right on.
They've all moved.
I'm like 20 minutes from Macy's house.
Oh, are you? That's cool.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
That's awesome. I'm bringing everything I've got dyed up. I'm bringing with me.
Awesome.
And I'm bringing my stuff with me too, because I can't go that long without messing with the dye and the paint or something. So
Hi, Amanda.
bring my paint with me also.
You get in a routine, you don't want to break your routine.
Yeah, I'm a weirdo.
Well, you travel safely now and have a wonderful time. You deserve it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm excited.
It'd be good to see you again, Pam, if you could make it. That'd be cool.
I sure would be. It'd be awesome.
Sorry, I guess I can take that off. It's covering your face up.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We got it on the screen. We're just gonna wait 4 more minutes. I was gonna say let's get 40 in here. We just got 40 entries.
Hey,
Nice. Awesome.
Hit those reaction buttons still, people. Let's see if we can get it to 40 as well.
Oh, damn, Amanda. I'm sorry, babe. That hurt. Oh, 4 teeth. I've had 2 at once, is the most I've ever had, and that was pain in the, tooth, pain in the mouth.
I got my wisdom teeth taken out, but that was when I was 19, but I guess that doesn't count. That was the last time I ever went under, too. That's always an interesting experience. They pulled it without you going under?
Who, me?
No, when they pull your teeth, do they put you under? Or?
No.
Yeah, well, they numb your jaw, like on this
but
side.
you're not under.
No, they don't knock you out. But you can't feel, well, I mean, it's
You could feel the cracking and the pressure of it being pulled, but
right. It's a numb.
you don't actually, the pain you don't really feel.
Sometimes if you don't put enough in there.
Probably
true.
very, very sore afterwards.
Yeah.
The next day is a booger, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But again, this is the giveaway tonight. I nearly put myself up on the screen. Again, this is the giveaway.
Damn, Amanda on top of remodeling and everything.
Pretty.
That's very nice, Dan. That is really, really cool. Look at that shine.
That's awesome.
So you put it on a wind chime or put it in your mirror or somewhere that has a lot of sunlight coming through, and remind you that that one. Let me put that back up.
Oh, of course he said you did great. He didn't feel a thing.
There we go. That remind you that light overcomes darkness because it's such a beautiful item.
Amen. Right on, right on.
That's what using psychedelics is about, making sure that light overcomes darkness.
Right?
The Arkanstone?
The Orkinstone, right on.
What's the Arkenstone?
It's in the
Is it the
it's
shape
with-
of the prism or something? Is that what it's called?
No, it's from the Hobbit, where the Hobbit joins the the dwarves and go to save and get rid of the dragon under the mountain.
So many different colors, and it's like orange, blue, purple.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, that would look cool under a wind chime out in the sun.
Yeah, then you can get a light show and a sound show.
Yeah.
But it looks like we're at about 40 people, so we're gonna hit it here. Let's see who wins this tonight.
All right, let's get it.
That'd be awesome, Pam.
Tommy McKetta. It's a new name I've never seen.
And he won.
That's great.
Tommy McKetta.
Do you know him, Becca?
I've seen his name before.
I've shipped
That's all I
stuff to
can
him
do
before,
for
so he's one of our followers.
Yeah.
I like the picture of the pig in your profile.
It's pretty good too. It's like that's the chopping up part.
Right? That's the part that shows that what part
Yeah,
of the
which
pig is
side is
what.
what.
So I'm guessing he may be a butcher or something.
Or he may raise his own meat.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I do like me some pig too.
Mhm. Yeah, I seen one the other day, a meat cutter. He had it laid out on the counter with the big drawing of the cow, and had this site that like chops that come off,
Yeah.
or cuts that come off.
Look at that. He got congratulations from everybody all at once.
Oh crap! I just saw what time it is. Hey, congratulations, Tommy. Good to see you back, Rasta. You're awesome, Dan. Keep up the great work, you guys. I got to get going though.
All right, we'll see you in a little bit.
We'll see you in a little bit.
All right, you guys have a good one and keep ruminating and smoke weed every day.
There you go. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Steve-O.
Rumination. The Rumination Station.
Yeah, I hope you guys learned a lot about microdosing tonight and actually what it is and what it does to your brain and how other people are using it to become better people, especially parents out there. I think microdosing can be very useful for mothers who don't get the ability to basically get away from their kids for probably 18 years of their life. Do you ever really get a location until microdosing makes you feel like you kind of not disconnect, but you're able to, navigate life more effectively without having to take those vacations.
Exactly.
Yeah, Tommy, don't put that on your
I'm having a bad
rearview
time
mirror if you
convincing
do.
some family members that this is a good thing. Okay, they get stuck on the party aspect of it, and they're not listening to me. And it's like, okay, maybe they're just not ready yet to understand that there's more than partying.
Yeah.
So.
Tommy, if you do put it on your windshield, make sure you short leash it so it don't swing into your windshield and crack your windshield.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not glass. It's kind of a really hard acrylic material.
Oh, okay.
This thing is. It does look like glass, but it's really shiny and polished too.
Huh.
But it's highly reviewed. I bought it from a site. I like reading reviews, and everybody else who bought it said they loved the way it looked outside, the way it weathered, held up. So you can put it outside too, and enjoy the light show that it gives you.
Right on.
Worry doesn't empty today, or worry doesn't empty tomorrow, but sorrows it empties today of its strength.
Moderation is always key. You're talking moderation of mushrooms?
Of everything.
Even
Hi,
moderation.
Learning Hall. Glad to see you.
I'm still just sitting here admiring with the mood I'm in right now because I took the microdose earlier and I feel so good. I feel so grounded. I feel like I can feel the outside even though I'm not outside. I can feel, grounded to the earth, and I think that's really awesome to be able to feel.
I had a client tell me one time, he says, everything's good in moderation, including moderation.
Right.
Sorry, I was slow on that one, but that's good.
I hope everybody else out there is having a beautiful week as well. I think don't forget to look at the positive part of life and remember that we're literally on a ball spinning around this universe that we know very little about, and how magical really you truly are, and that's important to remember.
Right on.
Separate yourself from your own little problems and look up at the sky at night and realize that you're part of a bigger picture that is a beautiful picture, and you're part of it. And that's
Right
where you
on.
find the positivity in life. And I think we all need to have those moments.
Yeah, I really, yeah. I can't make a coherent thought right now. I'm too ridiculous. Sorry.
All right.
That's what makes me
I'm
feel
too
the best.
excited, okay? I've
Is
got
that-
like 15 tabs open in this brain here.
I feel you.
I'm just too excited, okay? Yeah. I'm gonna go see my friends. Yeah.
That's awesome. Excitement is good to have in life. It helps you. You'll help you get away from your normal grind of life and have a new connections and new neurons in your brain. That's always healthy.
See, I'm always here in my trailer, and I really don't socialize a lot, and that's usually with my family. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm on adventure time. I'm already on adventure. I'm not even left the house yet.
Yeah, that's what's good. You're mentally prepared yourself for it now. You're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready to roll, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You do have to mentally prepare yourself, especially if socializing can be, draining to you.
Right. The girls know I get a little weird and I just kind of wander off by myself a little bit, and then I'll be back. Unless it's nighttime and, well, I decided it's time for bed, I'll just fucking go to bed.
There you go.
That poor girls, they didn't even know. It's like, okay, I'm done. Bye.
I'm glad you made it. Better late than never, Jenny. I don't know if it's Janny or Yanni. Johnny, Yanni. Hey, Wayne.
What's going on, Wayne? I think since I've taken this microdose, I think I've literally laughed and cried so much today, and that's what mushrooms do to you. They help you. You can cry and laugh at the same time, and then feel the true joys of what you're supposed to feel in life.
Yeah.
Because I cry sometimes just out of pure joy. I'm like,
I know,
I
right?
think about 4 years ago and where I've come to, and I'm like, man, that's.
I have watched a few
pretty
of your
awesome
early
to-
videos because I didn't understand what you were talking about. And you have come a long ways with your videos, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, you can see it through the
Yeah,
the
you're not so
talk.
stiff. Now you're like, it's just our friends. Yeah.
That's why it's awesome. That I have a friend who's helped me since the beginning, and she has like behind the scenes knowledge of what I've been through.
Yeah.
And her words of encouragement are always, just
Magic.
awesome to hear. Yeah, because she knows.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that everybody should have one of those people in their life that helps them navigate the really hard, dark, parts of your life, and share it with that person.
Right.
And help you heal. And I think that's part of the journey, is finding somebody to talk to as well, to share what you find and discover in these moments of awareness, whether you're microdosing or doing a macrodose. Yeah, and just be Wayne.
I'm Rhino.
Just be you is best advice. Yeah.
And be gentle with yourself. I try
That
to be
one right
loving
there.
and supportive to everybody I come in contact with. And
that's one of the
includes-
hardest.
that includes myself. I have to be gentle with myself because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if I'm judging myself, then I'm judging God's handiwork. If I'm doing that, then I'm saying I know better. And
that's a good one.
Me in trouble.
You know what's awesome too? We gave that giveaway and like nobody left. Like you
That's
guys were
awesome.
awesome. You guys are here to listen to us, and we're not here for the giveaway. And that's awesome. I love you guys. All 23 of you here that are listening to us, watching us, sharing your stories and your vulnerabilities. And in the last 2 months, we've really formed a little community here, and it seems to be growing more. And I love it. And I
Yeah,
love
it
you guys
keeps
are sharing your
growing.
stories and
Fabulous. Fabulous.
Yeah, and you can find us over here in Misfit Island. That's where a lot of you are coming over.
Is that where they're coming from? I'm like, why am I the only person?
Well, you got
Facebook
777. Oh, look at that number. I think
777.
we got lucky, Ross. So those are
Hey,
signs
Dad.
from the universe.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, here comes the spammers. There's only a matter of time before one came through.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, we made it to the end. Don't click on that link, guys.
I'll just delete the comment. But they actually, when I shared the story on my Rumination Project earlier, 2 of them hit that. And then they constantly hit my Great River Mushrooms because I constantly talk about mushrooms on there. Like gourmet mushrooms, but they're always like talking about the other mushrooms.
They like giveaways too.
Well, they missed the giveaway tonight. We already gave it away.
Yeah. I mean, like if you post a giveaway on your
Yeah, I
page,
know.
they'll put some shit in there too.
Half of them are probably real. They're probably really selling magic mushrooms because I see people on Instagram selling, somehow legally getting away with
I don't know how to
illegal
deal
sales
with
of
that.
mushrooms.
You know, it's like every day I have to block somebody because they're trying to sell me something in my DMs and stuff. And it's like, man, I start sending them my T-shirt ad stuff back, and they get all like, "What? What do you mean?"
Right. Touche, motherfuckers.
Yeah, So it's just.
Oh, hey, it's 8 o'clock, Dan.
We love you too, Dabs. Yeah,
Much love, Dabs, and everybody.
All right,
Yep.
fellas. We'll see
We're
you
gonna-
around.
Yeah, we're gonna go
Thanks
start
for
our people
having
in the-
me.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for coming. And we're gonna go over and to people in the boxes. We've been live for 3 minutes away from 2 hours, so we've had you can rewatch us tonight. We've had a lot of interesting conversations, played some interesting videos, and I always feel like there's always more to talk about. So in the future, I'm sure we'll revisit microdosing, especially as more research comes out, because there are studies going on right now. And but as you know, studies do take a lot of time before we actually have results. So we'll always come back and revisit this subject because microdosing is obviously part of Psychonaut Files. You know, it's important that we talk about this. So thank you all for joining. Don't forget to hit them reaction buttons on the way out. And join us on Monday. We're going to be talking about suicide on Mental Health Monday. So we're going to be talking about a very serious subject, but we're going to try to bring it in a more lightful and entertaining way. We recently actually saw a lot of the new stats from 2022 on suicide, and it's really, really disheartening. So I think that we should talk about that, and we will on Mental Health Monday. So join us then, and we'll see you guys then. But as always, and as always, don't forget to love yourself, forgive yourself, and with that, anything is possible, folks. So we'll see you guys later, and as always, go join us on Pull the Boxes, and we'll see you guys later. You guys have a great week.
Draw me closer to your side. I don't mind. No. Keep it steady, never falter.